Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here at Bitcoin. Just wanted to double check a few things here before the weekend. And again, quick congrats to our community members for some nice profits there in our BSV short position there. We took roughly a week ago around 70% profit so far with our third or fourth profit target. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin here, what I want to talk about is a couple of key factors. So simply put, the price action is pulling back and we're kind of expecting this a little bit. In fact, I've got a trade myself at about 35,000 where I just wanted to take a short there. It just seems like a pretty strong resistance level, mainly because we did have this. See, let me pull up the right chart here for us. We had this CME gap that got filled here. So if you can kind of see, there was a CME gap previously from about 34.5 to about 35.2. Price wicked up perfectly to 35,200. Bear in mind, we do have this ascending wedge type of pattern, and it's very common for the price action to effectively break down when it continues up like this. Okay, so again, not trying to scare you or concern you, just want to be mindful of those things there in the back end. We can kind of see here that Bitcoin dominance is starting to taper off a little bit. Some alts are surging, like Injective and Neo. I think Loom is also taken off, but for the most part, you're seeing these altcoins digress because, again, the price of Bitcoin is high. And let me just go ahead and reiterate this here just to kind of get you guys back on track for just kind of how this is supposed to work, right? So when it comes to Bitcoin dominance being up, which it is, and Bitcoin price is up, alts are typically supposed to come down. As Bitcoin price comes down, there's a dump that occurs for altcoins. So if you're going to short anything, now is roughly the time. Just note that Bitcoin isn't necessarily going to just drop hard this weekend. It commonly goes sideways during the weekend, but keep in mind too, anything can happen at this point. Last weekend, it actually started to surge early before Monday. So interesting little stuff there. So just some foundational things to kind of be mindful of. Taking a quick look here at the daily, we are coming back down to 70 in the RSI. It's common practice for the price to bounce off 70 effectively and continue higher or just plateau at a specific support level. Those support levels come in many different shapes and forms. So if we take a look here on the 4-hour, these are a little bit more reliable as far as pullback is concerned. We're looking at 0.382 or 0.5. I'm still kind of on the bias that we're going to see 30,000 to 31,300 retested as a potential reality. You got to keep in mind though, we are trending still above the specific 50-day SMA, but we did lose the 20. Okay, so losing the 20-day SMA on the 4-hour is kind of a trend setter, if you will. It's letting us know that the uptrend has officially broken. In other words, we saw here consistent higher lows, and once more price broke below that level. So just another thing to understand there. I'm not saying we're truly bearish, but there's a better chance we're going to see these lower Fibonacci levels here, 0.236, 382, and 0.5, more likely than not in the near future than we are to see 35,300 retested and broken. Okay, once again, there's a handful of factors there. We can see the money flow index is coming down pretty significantly. As money comes away from Bitcoin, it's going into Tether, and unfortunately, not the way that Bitcoin dominance is up right now. There's a good chance that a lot of altcoins will continue to bleed out. So just be mindful of that. This weekend might be interesting. I prefer not to trade weekends, but I'm speculating we're still going to see some more red this weekend from some other alts, possibly even Bitcoin. Last but not least, let's quickly double check a couple of small factors here. We looked at TD sequential previously. We were overextended at a 9 there previously. That's another reason why I felt comfortable taking a short at 35,000. Taking a look at the 1 hour, there's not a lot of overextension here, of course, because it's kind of mostly going sideways, but it is important to recognize that we are below the cloud now. Conversion line is below the baseline, and lagging span's free and clear. So this is, for lack of better terms, a green light to consider just taking a short position here, because we've got all three indications letting us know that we've broken below key level support, and obviously we are progressing down. So this is not fantastic for those who are considering the price action wanting to go up. It could still very much go up, but I think the likelihood is fairly low. I do think that we're going to see 33,000, potentially 31.3, and 30,000 as well. Again, just some things to kind of think about and be mindful of. If you look at the 4-hour though, this is mostly what I'm considering here is a more realistic play out here. Okay, once again, likelihood of 31,300 or 30,000. Initially though, we got to see if the 32,800 will hold, or basically just say 33,000, because there's a decent chance the price could come over and continue to ascend positively on this ascending trend. Okay. Also note too, moving averages on the daily are still very much lagging behind, and we're not truly bearish at this point. Okay, so don't think that the price is just going to drop super hard, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does does too. Like, I mean, there's a lot of fair value here in these price ranges here between 30 and 31,300. So just know there's some liquidity to be swept left. There is also a little bit of liquidity left up here too. Okay, so you got to recognize, well, it did sweep majority of it. There might be some left there, and that could very well be one more leg up there before they wash out the late longs, or late shorts rather. Okay, so again, a little different scenario altogether, but I wouldn't expect a tremendous amount of behavior or movement from this coin this weekend. I would just expect altcoins to kind of continue to bleed out. Some will surge, but most of them will not. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, be careful trading the market right now. It's kind of junky. Once more, if you're going to do any kind of trading like we do in our community, where I basically share my trades with my community members, if you're going to do anything of that sort, remember 5x leverage trades is the way to go. We took almost 70% on 5x in a week, and our SUI long, we took almost 40% in just one day. So again, had that been 10, 20x, yes, it would have been more profit, but it also would have been more risk, and that's something you got to make sure to understand. If you are risk averse like myself and you want to survive the market, maybe lower leverage is a better fit for you. Okay, so just again, get comfortable with a specific amount in every trade. Try not to just take your profits and run with them and get kind of crazy. That's what gamblers do, and this is not gambling. This is trading. You treat it like a business. It'll reward you like one too. All right. I hope that makes sense. Thanks again for joining me here. One last little heads up. We are limiting the amount of members over to our premium group, so make sure you jump on over there if you haven't already. I do look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Greatly appreciate your time. We'll see you soon.